about the contacts list view. What I love about our software is that anytime you select a menu item, for example, we selected contacts, you'll always see at the top another menu bar followed by another bar and another bar. So it's real easy to look and kind of go through each one, knowing that you're not going to really mess anything up. It's just a way to navigate and get around those awesome features. Now, inside the Contact tab, you'll see the first row and you'll see the blue bar where it's showing that we are under the Smart List. And then you'll see this other blue bar that says we're under All. What it brings you to is all of the current contacts that are actually in the system right now. Now, if your system's bare, then of course we're going to be adding contacts, again, coming through forms, coming through your web chat widget, your live chat widget, coming through Facebook, Instagram, whatever integrations that you put into the system when you set it up, that's how they're going to show up. You'll see these little bitty icons, and we're going to go through each of these here in just a few minutes. But if you look, we're on the Smart List, we're on all of our contacts, and right here is where you can easily add a contact. Another great way to quickly add a contact is over here by the search on the left side in the menu. There's a little flash right here, and you can click on that flash to add a contact, book an appointment, send a review, create an opportunity, all right here. And on the mobile app, you'll see the same plus option to be able to add a contact. So you can manually add the contacts for now, or as you're on the phone until you start to build yours up. There's a few bulk actions that we can do over here, and one of them includes importing contacts, so be sure to check out that section where I show you how to import a list of contacts. Let's go right back up to the top. You'll see again we're at the Smart List All. Then right here you're going to see bulk actions. This would be anything you selected in the icons. For example, let's say if you wanted to send multiple people a text or multiple people an email, that's considered a bulk action. And if you were to send those would show up right here in bulk actions. You would name your bulk action, you would see the status, when it was created, who created it, when it was completed, statistics, and other actions. You can also sort up here by did you send bulk email? You can also sort by users, and then you can see any status. Is it sent? Is it in the queue? Is it canceled? Is it paused? And then you can see the due dates here. And you can easily change these dates to this week, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, and so on. Let's go back up to the top, go back to my Smart List, and let's say, for example, I selected this particular customer and selected the delete button. And I delete this contact. Okay, I've deleted them. Oh no, I deleted a contact. Well, this is what Restore does. It'll show you the contact that you deleted, and all you need to do is select this button and select Restore, confirm the restoration, and guess what? Your contact has been safely and successfully restored. The task button shows you any tasks that you may have outstanding or coming up. Tasks is really important because you can set yourself tasks to remind yourself of a certain day or time or a follow-up call or even just a to-do. The Company tab allows you to create companies. You can create a new company, and then you can select any contacts to go inside of that company. If you want to relate 5 or 6 different contacts and they all work for the same company, go ahead and add a new company here. When you add a company, you would just put in the information about the company, hit save, and you'll see that you'll now have a company list. Why and how is this important? Let's say we go back to a contact and these two people work for the same company. So when I click on the contact, I can come over here and I can add them to the test company. So when I select test company, hit apply, you'll see that person is added. And again, we'll look for the little arrow in the top left. When you select that, Let's go ahead and go to this contact right here, and we'll go ahead and we'll add them to our test company. And now we've got two people in the same company. So watch what happens when I come over to company. You'll see this is the test company. When I click on test company, these are the company details. And then look what I have right here, all my contacts related to that company. You can now add tasks and notes related to company instructions or details or anything like that. So the company tab is really easy to use when it comes to managing multiple contacts that work within a specific company. And again, I'll hit that arrow back. And that's how easy it is to create a company list and add individuals to the company. And over here is a little settings dial button that actually takes you back to your custom fields and folders, which we'll be talking about in custom fields and folders. You'll notice a go back button here. When I click back, it's going to take me right back to where I left off. And that's the top part of it. Now, the second part is going to actually be your smart list. So we'll create a smart list here shortly, and I'll show you how your smart list will show on this column. The final piece to managing your contacts from the list view is these features over here to the right. One says columns, one is a quick search, and one is how you filter. We're going to be talking about more filters here shortly, but in this particular section, I want to cover how easy it is to quickly search for a contact, a name, or a phone number. So if you were to type in a phone number, it would show you the phone number. If you were to type in the name, you could easily find the name in the search and find, or we could do an email and easily search an email. And you see how I just put a few characters in and it brings up what's in here. Pretty neat and quick and easy to search if you're trying to find a specific contact. Now let's go backwards here for a second and let me show you the column feature. When you log in and select your contacts, there might be certain things that you want to view here on this page. That's what this feature does. So let's say I want to see their name, when it was created, their email, maybe the last activity, the phone, and the tags. But let's go one step further and let's say I want to see other fields. These would be custom fields that I would have selected or created, and maybe I want to select the referred by field to see who they were referred by. Maybe if they have social media links. I'm going to go ahead and close this out by just clicking the little arrow like that. You'll see right here at the very top, you've got name, phone, email, created, last activity, tags. There's the social media and there's the referred by. So the column view is a great way to see specific custom fields that maybe you want to have instant access to. And then right down here, when you see the name, phone, email, created, last activity, tags, your social media, and your referred by, I'm going to zoom in here and you'll see these little arrows. There's a little arrow down when I hover over, and there's a little arrow up. Let's go to last activity. This is where the most common usage of this would be really created by our last activity. So if you wanted to know the newest contact created, it defaults to show the first contact being on the first line. If you add a new contact or a new contact has come in, you'll see that it's created and the newest one shows up first. But let's say we want to go to the oldest one. Now I've clicked the oldest, the little arrow at the top, and now I've gone backwards in the time to see the oldest contact. If I click it again, it'll bring me back to the newest contact. Same thing with last activity. Go to the oldest last activity by selecting the arrow. You'll see it's highlighted and it'll show the oldest activity. And when I select the arrow again, it would show you the latest in the activity. I like to keep it the way the settings are because every time I log in, I can see the latest contact that's been entered really quickly. Hopefully you feel really confident about going through finding the contacts by clicking contacts and coming to the list view, by selecting smart list, by seeing all of your contacts in one single list view area, going through the top row, the second row, and now we're going to go through the third row icons. It's going to help you understand a little bit more about bulk actions and some other fun things that we can do. Let's get started doing that next. These icons relate to bulk actions. All of them do except for the plus, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to do selections here and utilize each of the icon. We've already shown you the plus icon, and that's in adding a contact. We're going to go over individual contacts and details here in the next section, but that's how easy it is to just go in and add a contact with their information. The next one is what we call the pipeline change. And you'll see when I click it, it says you need to select more than one operation. So as we go through, this is what makes it a bulk operation, because you would have to select at least one in order to be able to do something, but you can select many. So I'm going to select the first top three, and I'm going to select pipeline change. And when I click on pipeline change, look at this. I can add or update any opportunity. Now, don't worry, we'll be going over opportunities and pipelines in another training, but you can see how easy it is to add them to a specific pipeline. So let's say if these were 2 new leads, I would just add it as a new lead. I could call it a name, and then I could say update. So you can see I can just select any one of our pipelines, which again, we'll be going through opportunities in more detail. But right here where it says action, this is where we need to name the action. So in this particular case, I might say bulk pipeline change, and then I'm going to select add and update opportunity, and you'll see this action has taken place. We'll go ahead and hit OK. Let's for fun go into opportunities. Again, we'll be going over this soon, but you'll see all the people that I just did that bulk action to went right into opportunities and into the new leads page, which is really kind of neat. I'm going to click on contacts again. And now I want to show you over here when we go to bulk actions. When I click on bulk action, it's going to show the bulk action that I just did. You'll see bulk action, bulk ops, status, view details, user, completed. I can click view details and I can see the status of that action. Very easy to view and see bulk actions. So let's go ahead and go back to click on Smart List, or you can click back on contacts. But when I click on Smart List, it takes you back to the all section automatically. So again, when you're in any of these items, just click Smart List. You'll come back to your customer list. Over here, we can do the same thing when it comes to campaigns and workflows. So if I want to add this particular person to a specific campaign or workflow, I could add them here. You can see we haven't selected any workflows yet, but we'll get to that when we get to workflows and automations training. If I had a campaign running and I wanted to add them, let's say to a newsletter campaign, I would easily select that, select the campaign, and add them to that campaign. And again, you can add multiples by just selecting each box. The other thing that's really neat is we can send text messages and emails as well. So for example, if I wanted to send these 3 people, well, they don't have a phone number, so let's pick this phone number. If I wanted to send these 3 people a text, I just check the box and I can hit send SMS, and then it'll say send SMS to the contacts. It'll say, please note the actions will be formed over a period of time. You can track the progress in the bulk action. We'll hit OK to proceed, and look what I can do. I can easily type my text message. I can send them all at once. I can schedule them, or I can send them in a drip mode. But again, I've got to label the action. So if this was send SMS newsletter link or send SMS reminder, you want to call the action a specific action. And then when you're ready to go, you can hit send SMS. And inside your message, if you're creating just a quick message, you can click on this little tag button to add a contact tab, which are custom fields. You can add an attachment or even an emoji. Pretty neat stuff when it comes to setting this up. You can send all at once, or you can schedule in a drip mode. So you could schedule it to go out on a specific day or a specific time. Just remember, you always need to label the action, because what happens is when you label that action, it's going to show in the bulk actions as the name of your bulk action. We can do this again with email as well. So again, I have to select more than one contact. We could do the same thing when we send the email, say, OK, proceed. And we can send from a specific email template, or we could just put our from our from name, our from email, our from subject, and write a nice little email right here. And again, we can send it all at once, send at scheduled time, or in drip mode. Again, renaming your actions. Some cool things that you can do in here if you're not using email templates is maybe let's say you have 3 or 4 people that need a specific attachment. You can put who it's from, add the attachment, and customize the email to send to those specific people. And this is what we call bulk actions. If you're going to be sending out more than 20 emails, you definitely want to plan this out and do it in a drip mode. I would not be sending your entire list, all texts and emails, because we don't want to spam them. So I definitely recommend if you're going to send 20 or more, be selective and use the drip campaign so you avoid any spam or account shutdowns. A lot of times when you're sending an email, most email servers will only allow you to send 100 emails per hour, some at 20 per hour. So be sure to check out the rules and guidelines of where you're at and how much you can send using your sending email domain and how much you can send based on your text campaign. The other thing that you can do in a bulk is add a tag or remove a tag. So let's say you had 3 different people come in from a specific list. Maybe you were at a trade show and a whole bunch of people signed up all at once. You could easily select the add a tag button, add a tag. Again, you're going to need to label the action as add a tag. And then I would say add tag whatever, and then you would add the tag. You can also remove tags. So if you have a bunch of tags on specific people, you can remove tags as well. We showed you the easy to use delete button, but if you were to select 3 or more, that would become a bulk action. And if you hit delete, it would delete all of those and create a bulk action. Another great thing that you can do is this, send reviews. So if these last 3 people bought, you can easily come over here and hit send a review. Again, you're going to need the name, the action. So we'll send the review request. We can do it text or email. And then we can do it all at once at a scheduled time or in drip mode. If you're doing more than 20 per hour, I strongly recommend doing a drip mode. If you're just sending 5 or 10 and you want to schedule it for tomorrow, use the schedule. And again, don't forget to name your action so that way you can find it in your bulk actions. Now we get to the fun stuff. If you want to export your contacts, you can easily export contacts here by having to select the contact. So you can see I don't have anything checked, but if I check this main top box, it'll say select all records. Then I can now come into an export record and export those contacts. Importing contacts works the same way. The only difference is you won't be checking them. We're going to be importing them, which I'll show you in the import contacts section on how to import contacts. The final icon that I really like is merging duplicates. If I can give you one key recommendation when it comes to managing data, be sure to go into your settings. When you come into your business profile, if you look on the right at the very bottom, you're going to see a little section that says allow duplicate contacts. I don't like to have this turned on. If you do that, it's going to turn on and allow multiple people with the same phone number and the same email, which really boggles up your data. So I make sure that allow duplicates is turned off. And then right here where it says find existing contacts in database, it's going to look for the email first or the phone first, whatever you select. So we say email, and the secondary preference for search is optional. Let's just say the phone. So you can switch and toggle this if you get more emails or if you're doing more text. Just select which one and be sure to have the allow duplicate contacts off. So that way it'll give you a warning sign when there's a duplicate contact. Or what it'll do is it'll merge that contact information together. Let's say, for example, you had 2 people and they were now one contact. Let's say this said Gregory Leon and maybe this said Ulster Leon. but it was the same contact. Maybe they filled out one email one time and one email another. So you want to get with your contact to see which email is valid or which phone number is valid. Another common issue that I see often is if you're doing Facebook ads. Sometimes people don't update their Facebook information when they fill out a Facebook lead ad. So we'll get a different name or an old email or maybe even an old phone number, but then maybe they also came in through your website form and they used a different email than they did on their Facebook, but this one is the correct email. So all you're going to do is you're going to select both of the records that you want to merge. So you'll just check each box. And right here, when you click on the merge contacts, you'll see the fields that you are able to merge. First name, last name, email, source, country, tags, D&D, which is do not disturb, date added, conversation, and opportunity. This would be considered your master record. So they're saying which one is correct. So for example, if more of the information over here, then you may want to make that one your master record. And then right here where it says referral, US, closed, maybe we want to transfer the referral in the US over to the master record. This is the email they want. We'll go ahead and see that they had the same date. And then what will happen is it will merge all of this information into the main record. Once you have selected all of the data into the master record, the way you'll do that is come down here, be sure to type in confirm. Once you type in confirm, you're going to click resolve and that contact will then be merged. And that's how easy it is to merge contacts. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the individual contact tabs. We're going to go into detail on the contact tabs, and then we're going to create a smart list. And then don't forget to be sure to watch the import video so that way we can get your contacts imported as soon as possible so you can start communicating with your contacts right inside your software. Let's talk about the individual contacts tabs. You should feel comfortable with clicking on contacts and understanding the first 3 rows, having to organize your columns, knowing that the latest contact shows up first and you can easily sort. Let's go into an individual contact. This is where we talked earlier about the 3 columns. Let's look at the first column. This is going to be all of the contact details. Now, you may not see these yet. We're going to show you custom fields and custom folders and how you can easily organize all of your information related to a specific contact using those custom fields and custom folders. A great example of this is, let's say you have a website form. If you wanted to call this website form, you could easily click on the little drop down and anything that was answered in those custom fields would show there. That's what shows up first. Now you're probably seeing general information and additional information. General information would be anything related to the contact like business, address, time zone, and any other fields you put in there. All of any custom fields that you might see could all be jumbled into the additional info. That's why I like to organize my fields with my folders. And we'll talk about how to clean this up and make it real easy for you to manage that contact data from custom fields. Now below here, this is where you will see your tags. This is where you can easily add a tag to the specific contact. Tags are really fun because this will help you in organizing smart lists, being able to send out bulk emails and campaigns based on if they're a lead, if they're a customer, if they've ordered a specific program or product from you. Tags are a great way to organize specific contacts. You might have also heard of segmentation. Tags allow you to segment contacts into a variety of tags that you can create. And we'll cover that in the tags section. Down below, you'll see campaigns and workflows. This is where you can easily add them or remove them to any campaign or workflow. Underneath that is opportunities. This is where you can easily add or create an opportunity as well. Maybe they're a new lead. Maybe you want to put them on a specific pipeline. That's where you would go to add them. Down here, you'll see offers and D&D. Offers are related to membership courses. So if you created a membership course, this is where your offer would be after you create an offer. Below this is the D&D, and you saw this how we could easily select channels that they prefer to talk to you on, maybe phone, text, or email, or if someone unsubscribes or replies stop, this will automatically check it to remove them from not being able to get texts, or unsubscribe, removing them from not being able to receive emails. And then down below, there's an audit log, and you can look at this in the settings section to see anything that anybody might have done related to this particular contact or anything within the software. This is important if you have multiple people looking at one contact. You might want to view an audit log to see what's happened within that contact. The second column is going to be where all the conversations are held, and you can see down here if they added their phone number or their email address to their contact information, you would see SMS email. If they came in from Facebook or Instagram, you would also see Facebook or Instagram or Google Business. And these are all the ways that you have to communicate with this specific contact. In this particular case, we can send them an SMS if we'd like to. And all you do is click on SMS and you can attach, add emoji, add a snippet, which I'll show you here shortly, request a payment, or you can even add more and use custom fields as well to put little things like first name, that is a custom field. And contact first name, contact last name, that's all taken from your basic contact fields. But it allows you to make sure you don't misspell their name when you're typing. You can easily add attachments, emojis, and hit send. Again, in email, you can come to email. This should auto-populate your information, being you who is logged in. You can add a subject title, add an email, and the other great thing that you can do in here is add a carbon copy to another contact, or you can add a blind carbon copy as well to another contact. The contact must be in here in order to be able to blind carbon copy or carbon copy anyone related to this message. You can type your message. Down here, you'll have all your formatting options, attaching files, adding a URL link, maybe an image, an emoji. And again, we'll talk about templates and snippets here shortly, and then payment, and you can add more custom fields as well. One of the things that's really great, I'm going to go back out here and show you with SMS and email. With SMS and email, you have the option right here where it says send to click on this little clock button. You could create a message, a text or an email. Maybe you're working late at night. You don't want to send that text at 2 a.m. or that email at 2 a.m. You can easily add the date, the time zone, and send and schedule that text or email to go out at that specific time. Lots of great things can be done when you want to converse with this particular contact, and it keeps everything in the second column. The third column, when it comes to your contact tab, will display any activity, how they came in, if they came in through a website form. The other thing is your task. Now, let's say you set up a task. I'm going to come over here. If you look right here, when you select task, you'll see this little add button. I'm going to add a task. Let's say call Wednesday. I can assign it to myself. I can put the description, and then I can go ahead and hit save. There's my call them Wednesday tasks. Remember earlier when we were at the list view? This is where you could go in and see that task. I'm going to click on task right here, and you'll see call Wednesday. Every time you log into your software, you can easily come right here and click tasks to see what your tasks are for the day. And when you click on the task, it'll take you right back to the contact in your list that you have. So when you click on here, it'll take you right back to the contact. What I like about tasks is you can actually set tasks for a specific user. You can see your pending, your all, and your completed, and then you can organize them by date as well. When you're done with the tasks, all you got to do is click a check mark and the task is gone. So you'll see right here where it says pending. If I were to select all, you would see that it's marked through and checked. So be sure that you're checking completed or pending or all so you can see all the tasks related with that account. If you want a particular user, you can select that user as well and select all so you can see what's going on with the task. The other great thing is notes. Well, we all get busy, we all forget things, and I love using notes because it reminds me of what we talked about last. So all you got to do is click right here to create a note, or click the add button to create a note, put your note in, and hit save. The appointment is also great because this is where you can go in and schedule an appointment. So if you're manually talking to somebody and you want to go ahead and add them to one of your calendars, this is where you could easily book that appointment right with that contact here. Just select the calendar you want, just click add, select the calendar. More than likely it's going to be your calendar. You can put in the appointment title. I recommend putting in the contact's name, the time zone, what time, and book the appointment. An awesome, great feature is documents. This will house anything that you have in a custom field that has a document attachment. Could be a logo, could be a PDF, could be a file, could be an estimate or proposal, or some type of an important document that you've received inside of a custom field. Those will all show here, and you'll see right here where it'll have all of them listed here. Internal would be the custom field. If you sent and attached a file, this will be here. And if you received a file, this will be here. And this is coming shortly. And remember, the little back arrow will always take you back to the Contacts tab, where you can go in and see all of your contacts again right from the list view. You should feel really comfortable now getting in and around contacts, both the list view and the individual contact view. What I want to talk about next is custom fields and folders and tags. Those are going to be really important when it comes to organizing both your custom fields and organizing and segmenting customers when it comes to creating our smart lists, creating our bulk actions, and really organizing your data so long term you have a very clean and well organized contact management system. Tags are really important along with custom fields and folders, and this is really going to help you organize your contacts so that way you can find them when we start to build smart lists and do bulk campaigns. When you open up a contact, you can easily come in and add a tag. But the best way to use tags would be to first think of tags that you want to use so you have a master tag list. If you go to settings, and when you go into settings, when you click on tags, this is how you can easily create and add new tags. I recommend adding tags based on location. If you work nationwide, maybe it's product based where you're tagging specific products or services that people have purchased. Maybe you're tagging specific campaigns. Maybe it's a no-show, a no response, tagging a lead, a prospect, a hot lead. You get the idea. So you want to come up with all of your tags and add them into the settings section. That way, when you go back to your contact and you go to add the tag, if I were to select tag, you would see all of your tags popping up. We got lots of demo tags in here. But let's say if I was looking for the Florida tag, I would find the Florida tag right here. And now it would be tagged Florida. Other ways for tags that I like to add is things like web chat, website form, Facebook lead ad. Let's go back into settings and you're going to see custom fields right here. What you want to do is, if you've already created a website form, you might see, how did you hear about us? And that field might show up here. If you've created some type of form or survey or additional information that you asked for on your form, you then created what's called a custom field. So let's go ahead and in the top right, you'll see two buttons, add a folder, and you'll see add a field. First, you want to add the fields that you want to use. For example, let's say we want to add a referred by field. How did they hear about us? So we would come in here and we would select what type of field do we want, a single line, a multi-line, a text box list. You can also add forms with values like numbers, dollar amount, phone number, monetary. You can even choose drop downs for single selection, meaning select one. How'd you hear about us? Google or Facebook. Drop down multiple would be, how did you hear about us? They could check multiple options. Radio select, you've seen those. Checkbox, a date picker. And then we talked about earlier on documents and files. This is where you would see others like a file upload or if you need a signature for a specific form. Just select any one of these. I'll select single line. You'd have a placeholder. That's what goes into the form. And you hit next. And this is where you would give the field a name. Let's go back to the referred by and we'll use the drop down menu as an example. So I'll select the drop down menu. We'll hit next. I'll give the name referred by. And this is where we can select the contact. We want this form field to be showing up in our contacts. We also have custom fields for opportunities, which we'll go over in the opportunities section. Right here is the group, and this would be what group or what folder you would want to put it into. So you could do additional information right here and leave it at that. If you wanted it to be under the actual contact tab, let's put it here in the contact tab. So I'll put down here an option 1. Let's just do Google. Let's do another option, Facebook, and then let's put friend. And then all we do is hit save, and you'll see I've already created a referred by. So let's call it referred by option. There we go. You'll see the green pop here at the bottom right. It says field added successfully. So now if I want to search my field, and you will be doing this as you start to get more and more fields, you'll see referred by option right here. And this is where I can check it and do my bulk action. So let's come over here. Do I want to edit the field? Do I want to delete the field? Or do I want to move it to a group? Let's come over to folders. And you see all these right here are what you saw inside the contact tab. We saw contact, sales, service support, account setup. Let's add a new folder and let's just call this the miscellaneous folder. We'll put it as a contact. Again, you can create folders for contacts and or opportunities. Save, and you'll see now we have this miscellaneous folder. So let's go back and search my referred by option. I'm going to check it. The bulk option, I'm going to say move to group. It's in the contacts, and let's go to miscellaneous. Move, and there it is. When I go to folders, you'll see right here, miscellaneous, the object, contact or opportunity, how many fields are in there, and when was it created. These little 3 dots you can rename or you can delete your folder however you'd like. So let's go ahead and go back to the contact now, and inside the contact, you're going to see the miscellaneous folder. In the miscellaneous folder, you would see the field that they used to fill it out. So not only do we have now tags, now we have custom fields and folders. Let's say you don't want the miscellaneous folder here, but you would like it to be closer to the top. So let's go ahead and go back into our settings. And we'll go back into settings and let's go back into our custom fields. Let's go back into our folders, and I want to move the miscellaneous closer to the top. So all I'm going to do is put the little hand icon. I'm going to drag this to the top, and this will now be in the top. You can easily organize these however you'd like. When you open up the folder again, you'll see these little burger icons, and again, we can change within the folders. So now you'll see if I go back to my contact, now you'll see the miscellaneous folder here. As you begin to build forms and more information and more data, you're going to want to organize it. I strongly recommend using custom folders to organize your custom fields because you will eventually grow and have lots and lots and lots of fields. Be sure to keep your tags consistent. Maybe having a master checklist will be good to have so you can organize your tags and communicate your tags effectively with the team. So when they go in and type that specific tag, they can find it. And now we can have data organized to be able to find and manage your contacts effectively. Now that we've got our tags set up, our custom fields and folders set up, now we want to create a smart list to be able to organize this even better. Smart list. This is what I know that you have been waiting for. It's really fun. We're going to go back to contacts. We're going to be in the list view. We talked earlier about smart list and all and how you can see all of your contacts in here. But let's say now that we've created some tags, maybe even some custom fields that you want to filter. I usually filter my smart list by tags. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to go all the way back over here to the right where it says more filters. We skipped that and I said we'd come back to it. When you click on more filters, then you will see all the filters that you can use to sort by. In this particular case, let's look at some of the tags that I have here. So we've got web chat, closed, web chat, booked, website lead. I'm going to go to filters. And again, you can select any one of these, but you'll see the most used. These are the most common. Tag. And I'm going to say the tag is website lead. Here we go. Now I've selected the filter to be a website lead. Now you can add more than one filter. You can say is any of. You can do filters by all kinds of ways. I just like to do the tags because this is the easiest way to get started in creating your smart list. So if you imported a list that said customers and one that said leads or all of your current customers, that can be imported as well as a smart list. Now what you'll do is now that I've selected website leads, I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. And at the very bottom, it's going to say save as a smart list right here. If I wanted to add any other additional filters, I could do that as well. I could pick maybe if they're in a specific location. We talked about that earlier, or a specific state. Maybe they came from a specific source like Facebook leads. Maybe they're in a specific time zone. You can see how you can easily organize smart list in so many ways. We'll go ahead and save this as tag is, and we'll save this as the website lead. Apply. And now I've got website lead. So now you'll see I've got the tag is website lead. And when I click Save as a Smart List, I can call this Website Leads. So what'll happen is any time that somebody comes in and has that tag Website Lead, they're going to now show up in this Smart List under Website Leads. Let me go ahead and close out this filter. When I click on all, the line is right here. When I click on Website Leads, the line is right here. This is what makes it so easy to send out bulk campaigns. So if all of your website leads came in and you wanted to select all of them, you could select this button at the top and you would have 15 records. It shows you how many records are in here. And that's where you could send out your text or your email. Maybe you wanted to do a bulk change of the tag name. You could add a tag and remove a tag. You'll see right here these little 3 dots where you can easily book an appointment as well, create an opportunity, send a review, or you can click on bulk actions to see if this particular contact was in any bulk action. This is a great way to organize your list. Let's say we've got website lists and you're Jane and you're a user and you selected this list. It's really important to know how to manage your smart list. I'm going to go to the very top and you're going to see manage smart list right here. Now that we've created a smart list, let's go into manage the smart list. This is where it's going to be really important to share this list either with your team or it's your own list. If you're setting up smart lists and you want your team member to be able to see them, this is where you'll go in here and you can select the smart list for your team. You'll see the burgers. If we had more lists, we could organize them, but over here to the right, you can see I can copy a smart list, I can share the smart list, I can edit the smart list name, or I can go ahead and delete it. What I want to focus on here is sharing the smart list. When I click on this share button, it's going to say, do you want to share this with all of the users or just with your admin, or if you had multiple users, just specifically with them. So you want to make sure that you check the box to save it if you want all of your users to see this. And I'm going to show you next in importing a contact list. Best way to import a contact list is to create a smart list so you can see who you imported in until you get them all organized and in the places that you would like. Again, all you're going to do is make sure you're in the contacts list view. You'll come over to more filters. You'll select the filter that you would like to create the list. Once you select it, at the very bottom, you'll select the smart list and create tag is, and then when you apply, that's where you will save your smart list at the very, very bottom right. And then again, if you want to manage that smart list, you can go to smart list, manage it, and be sure that you share it with all the people on your team that you would like to share it with. So now you feel really good about adding contacts, using smart lists, restoring deleted contacts, bulk actions, bulk icons, adding companies, creating and managing your smart lists. So let's go ahead, and if you have data somewhere, we're going to get ready to import contacts so you can start utilizing the software both from your web chat widget, your web forms, and your imported contacts list. Now, if you had a contact management before, more than likely you've already exported your contacts. They may not look this clean on your CSV file. Maybe it's got a bunch of jumbled information. It could be something you exported from Square or Stripe or even Google Contacts. Either way, the system is going to read the very first row as the field name. I'm going to show you a sample of an Excel spreadsheet right here. We exported some mock data. One of the things that I recommend doing, no matter what your data is making sure that you have a column for your first name, your last name, your email, and your phone number. Let me scroll down and show you the CSV. So this isn't a very big list. It's not 20,000 people. This is a list of about 200 people, so this is really easy to go through and know which ones are leads, which ones are customers, and you might, if you have more data like 20,000, you might want to separate them, create one that has leads and then one that's customers. That way you can import each piece of data effectively. A great example is if you're an HVAC, let's say, and you offer plumbing services for heating and air conditioning, you might want to have a list that says plumbing customers, and you may want to have a list that says HVAC customers. Maybe you're a restaurant and you have restaurant customers, but you also do catering. So you might want to have a catering list and a restaurant list. You may want to organize inside of your Excel, Google worksheet, or whatever worksheet that you're working on. It should be a CSV file in order to import. I recommend adding these two fields. One is the type and one is the tag. And this is going to be really important because type is the custom field for down here when I showed you contact type is going to be a lead or a customer. And then, of course, if you already want to have tags for your customer, maybe we'll tag them. So in this particular case, let's tag them and let's say catering, and we'll add the type as customer. So this is a full list of all my customers, and they all have purchased catering from me. Could be catering, like I said, anything. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to go ahead and copy this all the way down till we get to the 200. And now I have this entered. If you wanted to tag them more than one tag, you can do catering, and let's say they are a restaurant customer. So you could do catering, or you could do catering and then do a comma to add an additional tag. Just make sure you don't leave a space between it so it shows catering and restaurant. So I'm just going to split this up to give us a couple of little pieces of data. These are catering and restaurant customers, and these are catering customers. I'm going to go ahead and hit File and hit Save As. Be sure that you save it as a CSV document. Save, and now we've got our document. So what we want to do now is import this. So we're going to go to our Contacts tab, and where are we going to go? We're going to go to the icons to import the contact data. When I select Import Contact Data, you're going to see these three little steps. We're going to upload, we're going to map the fields, and then we're going to give it some detail. I'm going to go ahead and click on Upload right here. We're going to pull in my mock data right here, and we'll go ahead and hit Next. So number one is uploading my data. Now we need to map the fields. So you can see right here, first name, last name, email, phone number, type, and tag. And look how easy it read it. Now, what's interesting is if it didn't have, or if it said something different, maybe from your original export, you could easily select the option where you want them to go. It could be a custom field or it could be something else. So you can easily map the field. When you type in type and tag, this does this automatically for you. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Next. You can hit Cancel. You can go back if you didn't like the import, if it didn't look right, but you can see the sample data of the first one coming in. I'm going to hit Next, and now it's going to, guess what? Name my bulk action. So we'll just do this bulk action customer. Right here it says create a list of contacts from the import. And when I click over here, if I want to create a list, I would check that. I could easily add tags specifically to this, but I'm going to call this my customer list. And then down here in tags, we would definitely want to put import. And I like to do this that way I can go through and find them. Now, in our particular case, we're going to add new and update existing contact records. So you want to make sure you have this first one set up. If you were looking for contacts, you could decide, which email do they have? Let's keep their email. Let's keep their phone. More than likely, you're going to be importing in your first original set of contacts. But if you wanted to update contact records, you could select Add New or Update. If you already have people in there, then this is where you do Add New and Update. So you can select whichever one you like, email, or we can select none. I'm going to select none because this is a blank database. We're going to go ahead and hit submit. So now we've got our import smart list name because we're going to create a list from the import. We've also tagged these as an import. And now we're going to hit submit and we will wait here while it processes. Now you can also click on right here to go into bulk actions to see your import happening right here. Now you'll see your smart list is now your customer list. Look at this. Customers are right here. That's where your 200 records got imported. We have our import, we have our catering, and we should have our restaurant tags as well. Let's keep going through. Let's go to tag. Let's type restaurant and look at this. I can create a whole new with 23 records and hit save, and you'll see right here where I've got the customers, the all 200 came in and they are now a smart list. So they all came in. How do we check? When we go to bulk actions, you'll see that we did a bulk action right here where you can details to see what the bulk action was. You can also see the status right here to see that all 200 were created. Now you can see we have a customer list and we have our website leads. Let's go back to all and let's say I wanted to break it down. We had restaurants and catering and then we had catering. So we know customers, the bulk of these were catering. Let's create a new filter and let's call this tag just the restaurant customers. So I'm going to select restaurant. I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to save as a smart list. We'll call these restaurant. And now I've got all the customers that are customers. And then I have my restaurant customers all tagged restaurant with the import. You could even break this down even more. You'll see right here if it was just a restaurant only, you could come in here and say tag is restaurant, tag is catering, see this one says tag is catering, or it'll say more tags. So you can easily come in and break these tags down. Now I like the import for when you first start out because what we did was we imported in all those 200 customers. Once you've gone through and you see that everybody's in and it looks great, then what we can do is we can actually go to that customers list. And remember earlier I showed you bulk tags. I'm going to check this. I'm going to select all 200 records. And right here, I'm going to remove the tag. And the tag I'm going to remove is going to be import tag. Once I'm done, I can say import tag removal. And then I can remove all of the tags that say import. And there they went. And guess where I'll find that? In my bulk actions after my import tag. I can view the details of the bulk status. You can see that the tag removal, the bulk was tag remove the tag, and that 200 people were successfully removed. And that's how easy it is to go in and set up import, export, and bulk options with your tagging. Remember that your import is always going to try to map the fields to what is on the first column of your worksheet. So I really recommend organizing this in an organized fashion so that way they map easily and effectively. And again, don't forget to add your type and your tags so that way they come in as customers or leads into your system appropriately. If you have too much data, feel free to break it down and do multiple imports with multiple lists until you feel comfortable managing whether it be a 20,000 or a 50,000 list of customers and prospects or leads and organizing this. And of course, as time goes on, you'll be creating more and more smart lists based on your programs, your products, your offerings, and other things that you might like to tag, like by location or other things that will help you segment your audience. So that way, when you want to send an email just to your restaurant customers, you can select those customers, check the box, and send them a text or an email, all within your contacts list view, to use bulk actions to send out that information right away, quickly, or schedule it inside of your contacts list view bulk action campaigns. This would be a great time to go and work on importing your current customers, your potential customers, or pulling the information from the data of your payment processor, your Google contacts, but let's start getting those contacts in so you can also have them in one single place. You should feel comfortable about your list view getting into a specific contact right away, but check this out. Let's go into conversations. Inside of conversations, you'll hear me talk about 3 columns inside of conversations, but the third column are right here where this little circle is, or you may see an image with some social media. We've got some new things coming with the software. If you were to click on any one of your contacts and you clicked this right here, it would take you right to the contacts tab. So in conversations, you can easily toggle between the contact by clicking the contact right here and seeing all the information by clicking there, and it takes you right to the contacts. Another great thing is inside of opportunities, you can see your opportunities here, and when I click on bold in the opportunity, it takes me to where the contacts. So you can easily manage and go through in and out by arrowing back and going in between contacts and conversations and opportunities, making it really easy to go in and see a contact. Let's go into calendars, and let's say you had a booked appointment as well. You can easily click on the contact. It will take you back to the contact, and you will see where your appointment status is here, and you will see all the information. The way the software is built, it's easy to manage contacts with just a push of a button. You can easily toggle between contacts, conversations, opportunities, calendars, even when you click on your task and you go to tasks, and if you have your task listed on your dashboard, look what you can do here. Click on the task and it'll take you right to the contact. Other ways that contacts tabs or custom fields are used would also be in marketing campaigns, maybe in email campaigns, also could be used in automations and workflows. When you're creating workflows, for example, you can add contacts in here, update contact fields, and do all kinds of things when it comes to workflows. Another really important feature that I want to make you aware of is that you are in control when it comes to your automations and workflows. We want to make sure that you have the ability to be able to add people to certain campaigns and remove them from certain campaigns, just like you do within opportunities. And I'll show you more when we get to the opportunities training. What I'd like to do is explain to you how easy it is to add somebody to a workflow campaign. Let's say you have a no response campaign or some type of follow-up campaign that you'd like to add a contact to. So it's really easy to come into the campaigns and workflows inside of your contact tab, select add, and then you can select any campaign that you have and put them into a workflow. You can even set the start date. So if you wanted to move them into a workflow, let's say in a future date at a future time, you can do that as well. Just check the green box and hit add. That adds any contact to any workflow you'd like. But at the same time, you also want to be able to automatically remove somebody from a workflow. There are so many times that we can be automated, we can do everything, and we can have it set and ready to go, but you get a phone call. The system doesn't recognize when somebody talks to you, so it's really important to be able to come in here and remove anybody from a workflow. And all you have to do is you can see the active workflow that they're in, and you'd be able to see any past workflows as well. So I want to show you what I'm going to do here. All I'm going to do is hit this little bitty X, and that is going to remove them from a workflow. It's going to confirm, do you want to remove them from a workflow? The other thing that you can do is actually remove them when you go into your automation and workflow. You can remove them from that workflow as well. But if I do this, I hit confirmation, I say okay. Now you'll see that that workflow is a past workflow. Another great way to be in full control of managing how to add certain contacts to certain workflows and then remove them from workflows. Managing your contacts is so vital to your business. Remember, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Importing those current contacts that you have, managing the contacts, and coming here and really tagging them and organize your life with your contacts, all being in one spot. Being able to access your contacts on the go with the mobile app is phenomenal. You'll be able to do everything else on the go when you need to call somebody, reach out to somebody, or just add a new contact that you might meet at the grocery store. I strongly recommend that you manage your contacts, your conversations, and your opportunities. These are the things that are going to be most effective to your business while you're starting, learning, and getting started using the software. And use the mobile app. You won't believe how easy it is to pick up the phone and call someone on the go, add a contact, and manage all of your contacts on the go. So thanks so much for watching, and that concludes our contacts training. You're now a contacts expert.